Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together.
Hey guys, Michael here with Properties to Profits. And if you're finding any value in this, can you go follow me on Instagram, RealEstateMike02. Post more about my personal life, sometimes some of these links, things like that. Would greatly appreciate the follow. But today I want to talk about something that's not so flashy, but it's the reason why some people win huge in business and I found others burn out quickly. It's the power of playing the long game. We live in a world where everything is so instant. We use our phones for instant gratification, whether that's Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram or any of those other apps, right? We always have everything at our fingertips. And we all want to get rich quick, right? We all want to start a new business. We want to scale fast. How do I get to 6 figures in 6 months? How do I get to 7 figures a month? But the reality of it is the people who build real wealth, real freedom, I'm like talking they can do whatever they want, and real success, they play the long game. Most of them have done something longer than I've been alive. Most of them don't give up when things get hard. They keep on pushing through the tranches and they get better. And I've seen it over and over again, whether it's in sales, real estate, or just business in general. It doesn't matter what the business is. A lot of times it's a business we've never heard of. They just didn't give up for 20 years. I was just hanging out with a buddy at his car condo that he built. He was doing a business for 30 years. And his sector grew to the top 13 in the nation. And once he got to that level, he was around $30 million in sales. The next level was 200. He realized he couldn't get there. Well, he sold to the number 3 guy at a 5 or 6x multiplier. That's a big payday. But he only got that payday because he stayed with it for over 30 years. Everyone starts their business, the new job, whatever it is, all fired up. They've got lots of energy, ambition, and they say they'll do whatever it takes. But the moment it doesn't happen in that first 30, 60, 90 days, they have that first setback, they really start to doubt. They change the strategy. They chase shiny objects. Oh, this wasn't the right one for me. They start believing that story in their head. And I get it because I've been there too. I've had 5 or 6 businesses and thought I was the man, but it was the market. When I first started real estate, I thought the deals would come quick. I was working hard, talking to sellers, analyzing properties. It took over 60 days for me to get my first deal. But the results didn't match that effort right away. I was working every day. But that's what allowed me to grow. I realized what it was going to take. I didn't give up after that 60 days. Now I'm 4 years into talking to sellers directly, and between my flips and in wholesales, we've done almost $14 million in 4 years. 10 of that just assignments. It's crazy what happens when you don't give up. But that hard part's where most people give up. Remember, success always lags behind effort. We plant seeds for several years down the road. They could take months or years to grow. Could you imagine planting a tree and hoping to get shade from that tomorrow? It'd be an expensive tree if it actually gave you any real shade. The opportunity, if you're willing to do the work and wait for the results, is life-changing. You'll automatically separate yourself from a majority of the population. We all want fast success, me included. But I think what we actually want is lasting success. We just don't know what it actually takes. And in real estate, lasting success compounds. What happens when you buy that house and hold it for 10 years? That's the beauty about real estate. The house typically doubles every 10 to 15 years, depending on your market. Sometimes faster. The relationships you build, the reputation you earn, the systems you refine, all of those multiply over time. When you can plug and play your systems and you can have 3 people come on board and all 3 of them succeed due to the effort you've put in, but it's going to take you years to build out that right system. Most people just won't share that truth with you. What happens if you do this for 3+ years? Anything? You look back and realize Playing the long game's what's made you unstoppable. So here's the model I've come to live by. I've been doing real estate since 2018, full-time since August 17th of 2021. So I just passed my 4 years full-time, and I've transitioned from flips to wholesale flips and rentals now. But it starts with just getting good at one thing. And the last 2 or 3 years have been tough. We've lost a lot of money and learned a lot of tough lessons. You got to remember to play the long game, no matter how tough it is, with your clients, your team members, your partners. Work with the people who think in decades. My employees only want a quick hit in a year. They're not for us. It's okay. We're building relationships that last. That's why we've been winning in these tough times. It's about to finish October. We're about to have the most profitable month in company history. With the smallest team, it will be a second highest gross revenue month is what it probably will shake out. But it starts with building those habits every day. Every call, every follow-up, every seller conversation, even if it doesn't close today, it builds the skill and the momentum. What can you do with that over time? It's pretty powerful when you think about it. You remember yourself. What I tell my team, we don't get paid today for that call that didn't close. But doesn't mean you can't still get better today so that the next one that comes in, you're able to close it. Help that seller with their needs. Most people won't sacrifice the short term for a long-term payoff. The top 1% I found do it daily, day in and day out with everything they do. They reinvest their time, their energy, their money back into the company early on. It's not comfortable, but they keep doing it. That's what I've done. It's allowed me to grow. It's allowed me to have a multi-million-dollar operation now. It's not going to stop us anytime soon. So I'm going to speak to sales in real estate. It's been tough, real tough for most of us for 2.5, 3 years. Since July 22 is when the market really started to shift. So it's over 3 years. I want you to stop judging your success on what's happened recently. I want you to zoom out. What have you done over 3 years? How much have you grown? Maybe your bank account's not showing that. Maybe your number of doors isn't showing that. Mine's pretty flat, if I'm being honest. My bank account's down. But the results we're getting now from that combined effort of all the hard times are really starting to pay off, and I'm excited for the future. If you've showed up for yourself and your team, I bet you've gotten better. Market's gotten harder, so you may not see it, but if you take a really deep reflection, look yourself in the mirror, you'll realize you've gotten better. I want you to do that. Create a 1-year goal and a 5-year goal from now. Maybe even do a 3-year-old. Pull up Mr. Beast, pull out your phone, record it, and then post. See what happens. Remember, momentum doesn't come from motivation. It comes from discipline. Doing the hard thing when no one's looking. That's what me and my team have been building. When you play the long game, especially in real estate, the results start to compound. You start getting referral deals you didn't even chase. You'll start closing sellers who ghosted you 6 months ago, a year ago. You'll start attracting better people into your organization, making your life easier. Your revenue will increase because you have better people. You can get more consistent that way. I've seen people who stayed consistent go from struggling to making 6 figures in our business when they've never made $40,000 a year, but then they don't quit after 3 months when it's hard and they don't have a sale. It's not because they're lucky, but because they humbled themselves. They stayed long enough to collect the compound interest of the effort they've been putting in. A lot of times we forget success rewards patience. The long game builds trust, both with people and yourself. It's itself that I would argue, more important. You start to learn your word means something when you commit and you follow through, no matter how tough it gets, whether that's sales, business, or working for someone else, being a parent, being a spouse. We forget all of those things. It is that confidence, is that conviction that comes through your voice that starts to create the momentum you're looking for in life. I really want you to take away, remember, don't compare my chapter 10 to your chapter 2. I'm going to repeat that again. Don't compare your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 10. If you're new to wholesaling, don't compare yourself to me. Compare yourself to your efforts that you put in this morning or yesterday. Or write down your goals for tomorrow, next week, next year. Commit to mastering one skill. Don't go start the electric business, the wholesaling business, and the fix and flip. Get good at one, build system and teams around it, and then add on. Whatever that makes sense for you. Remember, tell yourself that the work you're doing today will pay off in the later. May not be tomorrow, but it will be a year, 2, 3 down the road, and you won't regret it at that point. Remember, it doesn't always happen on your timeline. Just keep planting, keep watering, and stop digging up the seed to see if it's growing. It's the surefire way to kill it. We'd never do that to trees, so why do you do it yourself? What I want you to do is play the long game. Because when everyone else quits 90 days in and you're still showing up after day 900, that's when you win big. That's when freedom, wealth, and impact really start to combine. The compound effect there will be massive. Then you take that 900 days to 9,000 days, your life's changed forever. Just don't give up. It's getting through the mud that separates you, that gets you on the life that you actually desire. So what are you going to do when life gets tough? Look back how much you've grown and see how far you can go. There's still more in you. Just remember, it never ends unless you quit.
Thank you for listening to the Properties to Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.